This is Prizes TV, and we are here once more. We are here because we brought a very important information to you this morning. And the information is actually mind blowing because it's one of the things that we have been expecting to happen for a very long time. And glory be to God that it is happening right now, because this has been a dream of every Southerner. I mean, every Southerner in Nigeria, but God has made it possible, because we know, based on the information we have, the information is real. It's not a joke. This is not promise and fail. No, authentic. And what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about a new railway line that will pass from Anambra, Enugu, Imo, Abia, Ebonyi, and come back to Enugu again. So all the southeastern states are going to have a railway line. But before I will explain about everything, let me go and tell you difference about. Let me go and explain differences in railway line, because we have light rail line, we have narrow gauge, there is standard gauge, and there is a cape gauge. All these are railway lines. So when we talk about railway and when we talk about train, sometimes we get confused about which one are we talking about. Are we talking about a train like this one? Look at it. Or are we talking about a train like this? Or are we also talking about a train like this? Which one do we mean? Because if it is this that we are talking about, I don't think I'll be celebrating it. Okay? Because we have it already and nobody wants to use it. This is not what we are talking about. What we are talking about is a different kind of train entirely. A new modern one, I would call it. It is called standard gauge. And how does standard gauge looks like? Well, this train you see here is standard gauge. And this could be a Lagos-Ibadan railway line, which is this train. Based on the information that is reaching us, Pitamba wants to imitate Lagos-Ibadan railway system. Exactly. But instead of only Lagos-Ibadan, it will now be Enugu, Anambra, Imo, Abia, Ebonyi, back to Enugu. The negotiation has already started. But what we have in Aba right now, because federal government before now had established a railway line that connects Port Harcourt to Aba. But what they have there is known as narrow gauge. What we are seeing here is narrow gauge. Presently, this train is running 247 from Aba to Port Harcourt. Many people do not fancy this train, including me. If it is this type of train that Peter Mba is bringing, we don't want it. Okay? Thank God that he had made an announcement that it is going to be a standard gauge. Okay? Standard gauge is going to look like this. Exactly what we are seeing here. Similar to what we are seeing here. And that is going to be a mind-blowing. Why do I say it? I had already known that this business is going to yield income. And federal government will even blame themselves of not participating on this. Why? Because what federal government did was actually a bad business by focusing on constructing railway from Katsina to Niger, from Niger to Kano, Kano to some names that you can't even imagine that will have train. It's not having railway and the train go there. Now, the complaint now is that how much money are they making from those railways they constructed in the north? No income. Because they don't have population there. Even if they have the population, those population are not the type of population that need train. I don't see people in Katsina rushing train like people will rush when there is a railway from Lagos, from Enugu to Onitsha, Onitsha to Owerri, Owerri to Aba, Aba to Umuahia, Umuahia to Ebonyi, Ebonyi to Enugu again. That is, this train will be one of the biggest business ever. The investment is going to surprise the world. Okay, look at what is happening in Lagos Blue Line Rail and Red Line. They are breaking record every day by day. But what is happening in the north? Nobody enter the train. Even when they do enter, they don't pay. Population is not there. And because of politics, You refuse to construct railway in the southeast. Unbelievable. Thank God that our governors have come, our governors, to rescue us. Because the same thing Peter Mba is saying is still the same thing that Alex Oti also is saying. And they had a meeting the other day about the places where this railway will pass, which is amazing. Now, and before I go further, I would like to explain to you one thing, because that thing is very, very important. The importance is, what is the difference between light rail, Cape Gauge, standard gauge, and electric train? Now, because we are going to need it as I proceed. Because apart from what we are seeing here, which is standard gauge, Peter Mba is also going to construct light rail that will connect Enugu to Nsukka. This one will be within the state and bring it to the standard gauge, which now will carry on from Enugu to Anambra, Anambra to Imo, Imo to Abia, Abia to Ebonyi State. Now, but I know that if I just say, as I say it like this, you may not understand it. But let me go and show you one thing. What you are seeing here is a train. Okay? This train is known as light train, standing on light rail. Meaning that this train is made to run within the state and it does not carry load. It does not have coaches upon coaches. You can't attach any coach to this coach because this is running within the town. It's known as light rail. The same thing as what you see here. This train is known as light rail. This is Blue Line Lagos. This blue line cannot carry a heavy load. It is not made to carry engine or to carry wood or to transport one goods from one place to another. No. That is why it is beautiful. This one is the one they have in Lagos now, and I believe this is Marina Station. While there is another one known as a standard gauge. The standard gauge is this one. This one can move from Maiduguri to Enugu with any type of load you want, but you will need another coach that will be attached to this one. I mean, the coach I mean is a trailer that will be attached to this. Okay, that one, a trailer like this, no, not this exactly, but you need something like this that will attach to the standard gauge, and then that one will carry load and the goods and so on and so forth, even engines from one place to another. This standard gauge is actually what Peter Mba wants to build in the southeast. So this can carry passenger and also carry goods as well. But it is much more expensive to build this one than to build the light rail. Now, there is another one, which is this one. This one is known as Cape Gauge. Cape Gauge is like Cape Town, or narrow gauge, like narrow, small gauge. This one is the oldest type of railway line. It can carry passengers and also carry goods at the same time. It can run long distance, but makes a lot of noise. It is not smooth at all. And this is the one that federal government wants to construct from, and let me go to the plan. Federal government wants to construct from Port Harcourt all the way to Maiduguri and so on and so forth. Right? Now, this narrow gauge or Cape Gauge, as it is called, is not what Peter Mba is going to build for us. What Peter Mba wants to build for us is the standard gauge, as you said it, as you see it here. Now, there is another type of train which may confuse people. Is this one. This one is electric train. Nigeria don't have this. Nigeria doesn't have it. I mean, this picture is from Senegal. The only country in West Africa that has it is Senegal. It is electric train. This train moves smoother than some vehicles. When you are inside this train, you will not feel as if you are in the train. Sometimes you will not know that the train is moving. You will know until you look through the window, because everything is smooth. This one is different. This is not what Peter Mba is trying to build for us, because this one does not exist in Nigeria. We don't have 24/7 power supply. You need electric to do that. Even the Lagos Blue Line, which is light rail, is not as good as what I showed you here. It's not as good as this. This is the best one. In the world, in Europe, this is what they have everywhere. Right? Now, but one important thing about what Pit n Bar is bringing to us, which is going to look similar to, where is it? To this, is that this body is beautiful and you can always change it in different forms. Some people have this and trying to buy a cheaper body, I'm indicating, and they have something like this, have it in something like this. When Nigeria first opened Mobolaji Johnson's train station, first train they had, trains they had was like this. But this is only the front. Later on, they changed the front to what you are seeing now, which is this. But what they changed is only this first coach, where driver is staying. What is here is engine, driver. Sometimes you see food here, and where driver change clothes here, and so on and so forth. This first coach. Now, this first coach here is the same first coach you see here. Okay? The same type, I would say. Okay? So then, the main train where passengers stay, mainly, is over here, this white place. And the same thing happened in Nigeria. When Nigeria first opened the Mobolaji Johnson station, they had this train, okay? But if you look very well, you will know that this green, from where the green starts here, this color, to where it is stopped here, is where the engine and is a special place for the driver and so on and so forth when it comes to the standard gauge. But back here is where the passengers stay. So what Nigeria did is they only changed here. Get another one fitted and it looks beautiful. And you would wonder, why is it that they did not do it in the one that they have in Aba, which is this one? Well, you can't do that here because look at this stuff here. This is quite awkward, number one. If you check out this is like a trailer. You see, this is like a trailer with a platform and they hang this train on top of it. Here is where the engine is and so on and so forth is here. Now, there is no modern body to replace this in the world today. Nobody is building this type of train again. So you can't see any modern body to replace it. Therefore, any of the trains you see that are on narrow gauge are always look like this. See, they are in the platform. You see how it is? Very big. You see? Now, look at the modern one, how it is. You see? All these engines reduced a lot. But see the old one? Whoa! So there is no way you can change it. So there is no way that narrow gauge in Aba will look as beautiful as this or something like this. Never. It will always be like that. Therefore, Enugu State Governor has said that he does not want to build or to construct a railway line that the train will always look like this. No. Therefore, he chose to construct something like this because of the beauty and also the speed, because this one runs faster than the other one. And secondly, can also carry passengers and goods at the same time, which is going to be very good for our people because we always deal in business. Inside, this is how it is, as this lady is. She's one of the drivers in Senegal. This place is Senegal. And from where drivers sit, this is actually what they see. Whoa! Nice view. Then the old model, which is the one that we do not want, will always look like this. Okay, so we pray that the train will come as soon as possible because we trust the governor. This governor don't do promise and fail. He don't come out to make announcements unless he is very, very sure. And if you go on newspaper to read about this train, it is what is trending right now. And one amazing information about it is that when the NLC came to meet him, he told them that all the stations in Enugu State, whether it's for the government, because government is laying this narrow gauge from Port Harcourt to Enugu, he said that his government will build the station because he doesn't want what happened in Port Harcourt and Enugu and Aba to happen. Because if you see the train terminal in Port Harcourt and Aba, wow, the oldest terminal ever. Enugu State don't want that. So the governor has said that what he wants federal government to do is to continue their work. Let them continue from Aba to Enugu, from Enugu to Jos, from Jos to there. But when it comes to the terminal, he will build it for the federal government for free. The reason is that he needs a beautiful terminal. Beautiful terminal. And another one is that the train which the governor is going to build that will connect to all the Igbo states will also be attached to the terminals of the ones Nigeria is building. So he is going to construct a terminal that will be like central terminal for both the ones going to Maiduguri and the ones going to Anambra, going to Enugu, going to different, Enugu no, going to Anambra, going to Ebonyi State, and so on and so forth. And that is very beautiful. Now, let's go and read the information we have about this train in the newspaper. Here, as I told you earlier that many newspapers are talking about it, this is 20th April 2025. It says, Enugu to build rail linking southeast cities to Onne Port. And if I go down here, it continues saying, the Enugu state government has announced plan to construct a 135.5 kilometer standard gauge rail line that will connect major southeast cities to the Onne Port in Rivers State. The State Commissioner for Transports, Obiozo, shared the updates during an interview on Enugu Kwenu, a program aired on Afia TV on Friday. Also discussed the state's ongoing transport plans and how the proposed rail line would boost economic growth. He stated that the feasibility study for the project had been completed, noting that the state was working with the Nigerian Railway Corporation and some Chinese firms, while discussions with investors were ongoing to secure funds. Wow! And when I continue going down, because I want to see where it mentions some names of the places it will connect. Yeah, the line we are about to build is state-owned. It is a 135.5 kilometer standard gauge line that connects Enugu to all major cities in the southeast. You are going to see a proper connection to Anambra through Ugwoba, and a connection to Ebonyi through the Amechi-Idodo axis, and of course, connection to Umuahia, Abia, and Owerri through the line that passes through Nkanu West to Isiago and goes all the way to Onne Port, he said. Wow, this is beautiful. Did you hear one important thing here? He said the line we are about to build is state-owned. It belongs to the state. This is marvelous. This has nothing to do with the federation. The line will be attached to the narrow gauge of the federal government railway line, but different lines. They may have the one central station, which is the one governor has told them that he will build, but it will belong to the Enugu state government. The one for the Nigeria, let them collect the fee. This is going to be a mind-blowing project. And since the governor is actually trying to make sure that, let me go back to where I was before, trying to make sure that both transport, tourism, and everything is working smoothly in Igbo land. There is no better way to do it than connecting the whole Igbo state with railway. This will turn into a huge blessing, a big one. It's from here people will see that railway is actually a good business. But you have to do it well. Doing it well is building railway line in populated areas, like in the southeast, not in the north. It's going to be mind-blowing. Wow, this is beautiful. And let's go and read when governor talked about building the terminals. Okay, so here is when governor talked about building the terminal by himself. Mba to partner with federal government on modern terminal rail transportation. And it says here, Enugu state government has resolved to partner with the federal government through the Nigerian Railway Corporation (NRC) and other stakeholders to construct a modern terminal and rail transportation to model the transport system in the state. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. So Enugu state is going to construct the terminal by themselves. And you have already known the reason he's constructing the terminal. He doesn't want, after he has constructed beautiful Holy Ghost bus terminal, and after he has also constructed international conference center, beautiful, beautiful things, and with a new international airport terminal, everything looking good, and the federal government will come at the end to construct a central station that will look like a poultry farm. That is not going to happen, okay? So I trust this governor. He's going to construct one of the best terminals. I'm telling you. He's going to construct even something that will beat this thing, will beat this one you are looking at. I know how the governor works. A governor that constructed a bus terminal, which is Holy Ghost bus terminal, and the federal government has to come and copy his bus terminal to construct the same type in Abuja. You understand? This is to show you that the governor has taste. He knows what he's doing. Well, I will stop here, and I can't wait until when this project will start. Thank God that you have already heard about everything, how it is going, and also known the different type of trains and railway. That the one that the governor is bringing to us is known as standard gauge, which is a railway that will look like this, not this type known as narrow gauge they have in Aba. No, not this type. But this type will also continue from Aba to Enugu and from Enugu to the north. But it is not this one that Enugu State is constructing. This one will belong to the federal government, while the one Enugu State government is constructing will look like this, but will be state-owned, will belong to the state. That's what it means. And all the terminals will be built and constructed by the Enugu State government so that the place will look attractive. Since we know that the target of the Enugu State government is to make sure that Enugu State is the center of the tourism in Nigeria. He does not want anything that is not going to look professional. And that is beautiful and good to hear at the same time. So thank you very much for watching, and know it that you have been watching Prizers TV, and see you next time.